not do any canning last night. I was too tired, and today I'm feeling up to it, so I'm going to get started. I have everything in place, and there are a few things that I'm going to go over with you before we get this process started. Mainly, you will see me check out the lid of my canner prior to us canning. That is something that is required by T-Fal. If you are using a T-Fal canner, a 22 quart canner, is you must inspect your lid prior to canning each time. So I have here my lid. I'm going to take it off the pot because the water is warming because we're doing beans, as you can remember. I'm going to bring it over here and show how you're supposed to inspect. So this is your pressure inside of your canner. So they advise that you check this out every single time. So what we're going to do is, let's get in a little bit closer. We're going to press this down. We're going to go to the 0 button and pull it right off. You're supposed to be able to look straight through there, which we can. Make sure it's void of food. You're supposed to be able to look through here, and yes, we can. And we're also supposed to, and I don't want to mess up my regulator, be able to move a little ball around inside of the lid. So that is free and clear. We can do that. We stuck it inside that little hole. We can do that. And all of these things are void of food. So now that we have done all of our checks and balances, we're going to turn her back around. We are going to insert our steam regulator back on the, line up the 2 dots, the 2 O's. Line those up. We're going to push down again and move it to steam. And there we go. Now we'll be able to turn as needed. So that is something that is essential. So you have to do that. Operating your canner in a proper fashion. And these things are too dangerously filled with pressure for you not to check those things out as instructed. So make sure you follow all the safety rules, okay? I don't do any Instagram. I don't do Facebook, but I love watching YouTube videos. So a lot of people in my family said, you should start a YouTube channel. And it's basically started because I thought about, I am that mother, sister, aunt who everybody calls to say, hey, how do you fix this? How do you cook that? And there may be a lot of people out there who are wondering how to do certain things. I also love to take scraps of ingredients that I have in my refrigerator and make something special out of them. So you will see me make a couple of dishes that you're like, I think I might want to try that. Just a touch of my powder spice blend is about to go in the rolling boiling water that I have over here for my beans. So it's going pretty good. It just started boiling. So we're going to put the kitchen timer on 5 minutes. Let her go. We are about to pull the jars out of the oven. You hear it going off, so here we go. Get my hot hands. We're gonna take our hot jars. We're gonna put them on our tea towel. we are. I'm just gonna place that back in the oven. It's not on, but we'll just place it in there for now. We have our beans, they are ready to go. We have our lids, they're warm, and our rings. I'm gonna bring my Cuisinart pot over that has the bean mixture in it. And now we're gonna start scooping our beans in. Got my funnel. Yep. Okay, Tab. Let's not make a mess now. Hot. Hot, hot. That's what you call mama hands right there. When you can handle hot jars. Do not do that if you are not a professional mama. So I'm just trying to get my jar closer. I'm gonna put 2 scoops. That ladle is approximately, probably should be 1 cup. I think it's 1 cup with my mama eyes. So let's just measure it and make sure. Mama's never wrong. It is 1 cup, a little shy of a cup. So we could actually put a little bit more. So we're gonna move it over here since I scooped those over, so. Now I would have my beautiful white tea towel out and just a little bit of that. I have both regular mouth jars and I have wide mouth jars that we're going to be using in this canning process. And I'm scooping up some of those tomatoes I put in there. Get me a wide mouth because it looks like I'm coming to the end of the road. Okay. I like the way these wide mouth jars look. And just a little bit more. Just a scooch. So I'm tilting the pot so that I can get the rest of my beans. I'm gonna go ahead and let that one have a bay leaf. Getting to the end here. Oh, we got 1 more jar. Yay, this is gonna work out perfectly. Hooch, ouch. So now I really need to move to my slotted spoon because I can get more juice than I am anything else. All right, so as my dad would say, oh, what you can do, you got the right tools. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel, y'all. I don't know. That's okay, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually processing some lima beans as well that are off camera that I have not shown you guys. So I'm gonna throw a couple of lima beans in there. A lot of people might not like to do it, but I like mixing beans. They are oh so yummy. Okay, so we got our lima beans in there. We filled it up. And I think I'm gonna add a few lima beans to this one as well, because it's looking pretty skimpy. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take some of my, well, you know what? My juice from here. And I'm gonna pour. And I want each one of them to get some of this good broth. So I'm gonna gingerly pour some in each. And I can always top it off with my water that I've had steeping for a while. Ooh, it looks like we're gonna make it. And we will be using some of our, oh, look at all those good seasonings. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna spread them amongst the natives. And there we go. We are done. Put that in the sink for washing. We need just a touch more water, but we're gonna wait until after we debubble to like using a paper towel. I should not be using these because these things are at a premium right now. So I have my jars filled. They're hot, so I'm not gonna hold them for long. So I got my jars filled. I'm gonna debubble, and then I'm gonna measure, see how much more water I need in there before I add my salt and lime. Debubble 1, debubble 2, debubble 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we want an inch head space. That actually, your debubbler serves as a measuring tool as well, so that is actually, my wide mouth jars are actually at the inch head space. Okay. And for giggles, we're gonna go back and debubble since we just added more liquid. Don't need that anymore. We can put that in the sink for washing. Now it's time to add my 4th teaspoon of salt to each one. I'll add just a little less You don't want to over season. It's just like pressure cooking your food, pressure canning. And you put these ingredients in here, a little goes a long way. Not gonna add any pepper this time because we got it spicy enough. Let's get a little bit of Jameson. Oh, that set it off right there. Okay. So now we are going to take our paper towel, dip it in some vinegar, and we're gonna wipe the rim of our jars so we can make sure that we don't have any excess food or anything that will prohibit a good seal. So that's it. We're gonna take the rest of this vinegar we've had and we're gonna pour it over into our water so that we don't get cloudy jars. We're gonna take our lids, and no, I do not have I think I've already said that to you guys, so don't ask me. Don't have a magnet. The kit I bought did not have a magnet. So we're gonna finger tighten the lids to our jars. You don't wanna over tighten. Now I'm just placing all the lids on top. Now for my rings. And I'm not gonna make the mistake I did the last time by not screwing my ring on properly and one of my jars did not get sealed. That was a bummer. Finger tight. Finger tight. There we go. Finger tight. I know it looked like I over tightened it, but I did not. I promise you. These things are hot. Okay, so now we're gonna do. This is done, so that's when it had hot water in it, so we can put that up there. I'm gonna move you in closer while we begin to load the canner. So my canner has been warming the entire time. We've already checked the lid to make sure that safety-wise we're good to go. I have my disc at the bottom, and now I'm gonna just load my jars. Space them out well. Ooh, these look so good. Thinking I was gonna rack them up, but these will actually just all fit on one bottom rack. And then we're gonna load the last one in the middle. Okay, guys. I have all paint jars, and paint jars are processed for 75 minutes, 75. So I'm gonna line my arrows up on my lid. I'm gonna turn her. I'm gonna crank my heat up on high. And we are going to go until we start seeing steam come out of our steam valve. Once we see steam come out of our steam valve, we're gonna set our timer for 10 minutes. Turning to number one. Now we're letting the pressure build up. When we hear the sound, then we're going to turn it down and let her cook. Hi, I'm back. I am checking on the pressure, and it is still at 10 pounds, 11 pounds. You want to make sure that you are constantly checking on your pressure canner. It's not a set it and forget it, okay? So you want to make sure that it's being checked on, that you're watching it, and you are enjoying. Most people do wine, but I have Jameson, beverage of choice. Okay, we're about to release the steam. This is at 0. We'll let that come out. We're not going to force anything. I'll open it up. Take the lid off. And let it sit for a minute. It looks good. And here are our delicious beans.